Yo, what's going on, Thrashers? This is the video, the one that I teased. This is Good Morning Black Friday. Bastard of a song. Before I get to the video, I should say, leave comments. I like comments. I like to read what people say, and I like to hear what people want to see. Also, I'm going to quickly, before I even show anything, I'm gonna do a couple little, I guess, shout outs. I'm going to point people in the right direction of some really awesome content on the platform other than mine. So, for this song, who I learned it from, for the rhythm guitar stuff, I learned it from the channel Metal Brain, but Brayn. I used to think it was called Metal Brian. I don't know why the hell. I thought he was just like it was his name, and he was spelling it in a funny way. But no, it's Metal Brain. That makes sense. But yeah, no, his channel, he does a whole lot of like the rhythm guitar stuff for the obscure Megadeth songs, the first two albums. His stuff was great, and it really helped me a lot when I was starting out. And some people who can do Chris Poland style really well that I think are really cool. There's a channel called Bodied, and this guy does some Chris Poland style stuff, and then plays some of his solos, and then like improvs a little bit within them. He's pretty good. It's just audio, I think. He has a couple of videos actually, but he's pretty cool. And there's other guy who's really great at just doing like metal covers in general, but he does a lot of Chris Poland covers. And this video with 20 Chris Poland licks, and I love this video. It's Zampi, but with a T, T-X-A-M-P-I. It's a weird, probably like a Russian name or something. I don't know. Man, those Ruskies are really serious when it comes to like guitar stuff and pirating things. I should know. So, anywho, those are the places you ought to look for stuff like that. And if you want a video that's a little bit more like slow and a little bit more like methodical than mine, the middle brain, that's the spot to go for some of this stuff. But for the solos, that's probably what you're here for, because that's kind of what I can do. Again, to preface, I'm not going to exactly do these 100% by the book, note for note, demonstratively, and teaching you. I'm just going to kind of give you, unless it's a really, really easy lick to like 100% know for sure, you just kind of got to feel it out like always, especially with like Dave and stuff. Anyways, let's get to it. So that's the first little pattern here. So we're holding 6, 8, 9, and then the open, and we're kind of like moving between these. So it's that pattern where you A string, D, you strum up, and then you're hitting this note twice, and then you're jumping up to the high E, right, and then back, and then there. I'm gonna do it really slow. Nope. Sorry. You have to. It's weird. It's harder to do stuff slow than it is quick when you have it like built into muscle memory at a certain speed. But that's the pattern. And then you're gonna slide this note up a whole step. And you're going to do the same starting pattern, but then you're going to cut it off short and do this A string descending, and then go right back into it. And then this hammer on pull off to the low E note. Yeah, and then it does like a diminished thing. That maneuver is so tricky and weird. So I'm going to quickly go from the top again really slow just to show. And then this part, I'm going to break it down. And you're going right back to that note that you were just at. And then a major third away. And then back. And then skip over here to 12. and you're doing this diminished thing. And then your half step up. And then you're doing this type of shape where you have, what is it? 9, 11, 11, 9. Then you just bar across to 9, 11, 11, 11. Right? So that's for the first little bit. I'm going to do that as slow as I can without messing up, hopefully. And now they change the pattern. So you're starting at the same, but on this one, you're just going straight up and down. And then you're bringing this note up again. And then you're doing this pattern. Same one as before. And then you're doing this descending walk down where you hit this twice. You're going way up here to this pinky note on the D while holding this top bit. So I'm going to do it slow. Ah, man, sorry. I think that actually might be different than the first pattern where it is this. That. So you're doing like a kind of like a string skippy. That. And then you're doing yeah, that. That's the idea. I'm going to do it really slow. It's kind of hard to describe, but you just got to listen close, maybe even slow the video down. It's really hard. This song took me a long time to get when I was first starting it, so don't feel discouraged if you can't do it. It's really weird. This part especially. That bit. Even I mess it up a little bit sometimes. So this idea, every time you start this pattern, after the first note you play, you're doing this major third here, going backwards from the G to the D string on these frets. And then for this here, it's the B string note. And then you're doing this descending pattern on the high E, back to the B. Right? So you're doing a big jump from the low E to all the way to the B. No, G, sorry. And then back. And then another jump across from those strings. And a similar thing, but you're doing it. Wait. I gotta remember how that second part goes by like doing it over. Ah, that, okay. That one's weird. So you're going to fret down for the start, but still those two notes. And then you're doing that pattern where you're on the high E twice, these two frets here, and then this fret here, and then back to the previous string. When you repeat that, and then this next bit I had such trouble with, and it's so weird. So this idea, you have this type of idea where you have this major third here on the D and the G strings. No, yeah. And then you have, and you're kind of strumming it twice, down up kind of feel. And you're doing this type of idea here. Let me twist you so you can see it. On high, and you're going. Like, so you have this like Phrygian looking idea. You have this wide stretch, and then this hammer on pull off slide back. And then you're up here. And then you're doing this sort of minor shape. And that's how I used to do it. I wanted to throw in that little trill there, but I think it's might just be going straight down. And then you have this minor shape, again, the same type of shape, just move back. And then you're doing this minor shape one more time, but instead of like waiting a beat and then hitting the next note, you're just going right into it. And you're doing this backwards kind of thing, where you have this idea right there, and then it leads you back into it. So I'm going to do it kind of slow. No. There, I'm going to try it once more. That. So every one of these times, you're hitting these chords twice. And then on this last one, you're hitting it once, and then right into the pattern. And it does that a bunch until you have this idea right here. I'm going to show you this very slowly. I'm going to ask for you to use your ears and your eyes because I don't feel like giving you every fret for this. And it starts off the same as our pattern here, but right, where you have this Phrygian looking thing. And then find those notes. I believe in you. Use your eyes, use your ears. You got this. No problem. And then we get into the and then yeah, that. So that's what's going on behind Dave as he's doing this solo he's doing. And I'm not doing the first Chris Poland solo because, again, no bar, but I can come back to that if it's requested enough. We're going to do this Dave solo here, which is nuts. So we have, now we're going back to distorted land here. So Dave Mustaine knows a lot more music theory than he lets on. He knows his scales. So here's how this idea goes. We're on the high E here, and we're on, what is it, 19? Yeah, 19. And what we're going to be following is your basic E minor scale, going down this like weird pattern that I've decided it sounds most like, but I may not be exactly correct with this. But you start off 3 picks with a lot of vibrato, and then you 3 note per string, this whole step pattern, and you do it again, and then you do this pattern going down. You just kind of have to like pick it until it feels correct. You're kind of going down like that. I think that's roughly what Dave is doing. So that's the same type of pattern of notes going down all three, and then the hammer-on pull-off, up, and then I'll pull off. And he's going to be doing that for every one of these shapes that we do, roughly. So, and then going back up. So it's some weird, and then you have to like bring it down another whole step after the fact. Something like that. Some sort of like fashion. He's very sporadic with it. This is one of these licks where it's not going to be exactly like precise. This isn't like that one Chris Poland riff in Bad Omen where it has like a clearly defined, like a start and stop. You know, it's not like that where it just goes straight across. It's not like that. You need to have this weird way of going down it. You have to kind of just feel it out if you're able to tell your right hand to go where you want to. I'm sorry if this isn't a satisfying thing to give you, but that's kind of really how you have to do a lot of Dave's solos. So you do this ascending bit, and then you have to go down, and now you're looking at, this is your future roadmap of all the notes you're going to use with this type of idea. You're going down your minor scale here with these whole step, whole step, whole step, half whole, going descending, of course, but so you have to just make it down there some way. Do it sloppy and gross and weird because that's how Dave did it. Right? You just have to make a way down there some way with a pattern that you come up with that sounds Dave-ish. Some way. It doesn't sound very precise because it isn't. I'm not really like focusing like something like that. That sounds like super badass, but that's not how Dave's doing it. It's not a precise. That sounds a little too clean. It needs to be messy. It needs to be really rough, and you have to miss a couple notes. It's supposed to sound bad. Not really like terrible, like where it's like, oh, I can't stand listening to that, but it's supposed to be raw, okay? So you do this, and you end up here, and you tremolo pick a lot. And this pattern is sort of a little more organized. It's this right here. You go up again, back from the next string over the D string, like that. And you repeat it. And then once you get up here, you do carrying it up your scale. And Dave does a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. He doesn't pick all these notes. He's not like Michelangelo Badio. He's not doing economy picking either. It's a bunch of hammer-ons. So just do a bunch of hammer-ons. And then do this pattern up here. Right? I'm not picking every note. I'm just picking the first one each time. Maybe doing a down, up, down. You should be good at that down, up, down if you've done like any mechanics licks or whatever, pentatonic stuff. Ah. Right? And then you bend way the hell up. And then this pattern is so weird. So you're doing this kind of like, that's how it goes. It's so weird. You're basically envisioning your same scale, you know, your same minor scale that you should know, And you're doing this hopscotchy idea where you're kind of like enclosing every note. And I think he goes back up there. So I'll just do it really slow and hope that you can follow along. And that last one is a pedal point. Dave Mustaine was trying to be like Yngwie Malmsteen in this time period. I'm not even kidding. Everything Dave was doing, he was stealing little pieces from Yngwie, whether it's this like diminished sweeping arpeggio. Dave had to have learned that from somebody or looked at it in a book. He must have seen it and tried to replicate it, something. And this doing your minor scales like that, Dave is just copying Yngwie's whole thing, which is cool, and it's badass that Dave is able to do stuff like that, but that's basically what this is. And how you pick this, I do it down, up, down, up, down, up. Actually, no, I do an up sweep here. Down, up, up. And then another down. I'll have you look at my hand real quick. It's not very like particular. And I think he goes back up to that one. Sometimes he doesn't really matter. And you're doing this bend there. And I think on that third one, instead of going here, he goes here. And that pedal point, he starts it after this and does another like that, I think. We go from there to there. And I think actually live they do. But I like to do that up there. And sometimes I even like to throw in like a pinch. It just sounds cool. But then you do this. And I think you're doing a bunch of tremolo picking and you're going up the E minor scale on the low E. And this is in that exercise I showed for, this is how I said I was getting my inspiration for this over the hand. I cannot do it. I haven't been practicing it, to be 100% honest. But it would be a cool thing to practice if you wanted to do something like that. But I think the pattern just goes. That's just how I do it. Okay? And then you're left with the, like... If you want to do that, there's multiple places to do it. I think it's actually done up here. Where you go in. Same thing as a start. No, not really, actually. It's slightly different. It's a, let me see. That's it. So you repeat this high note. And then go after you repeat it. And do the same thing, just moving this low note. And then this pattern here. And that resets you. Right? And then Dave is doing this, just letting it ring. He's going, hey, I don't feel so good. Something's not right, you know? And then when he does the whoa, and he's like screaming really loud. That's the pattern you're doing. So you're doing 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 3, open. And then that on the next 2 times, after the first 2, you cut that and you do mutes for those. And then before it kicks in the next bit, major thirds. And now this next bit, it does follow E minor again, but this time way down here. And I'm pretty sure they're starting it on the G string with this pattern here. And it's just a bunch of this. Descend, and then like pull off. I think it's something like that, or they're just something stupid where you're going down something, just a stupid erratic pattern. Again, I don't remember if they had it down to particulars. I think it was some sort of like, they probably did that triplet kind of thing and then just rushed it towards the end to get it on time. Or maybe it was 4s. Instead of da 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 da, it's da 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 da, you know. Instead of it's 4s. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So then there's this riff. That one's pretty cool. You're hanging out on 2. 2, 3, open. And then back. And then bunch of pull-offs. Or if you want to relocate the open A down here, you can. And then this is where Dave cuts in for his solo. He does this bend and another bend here. And then he does up here in the pentatonic on F sharp. He does this 3-note blues thing, and then repeats it an octave lower down here. And then he goes back up to this pentatonic here, this one right here, and he does this. Either that, or this, or this. One of those double stops, probably this one. And he does, what is it? Yeah, one of his Dave Mustaine patterns where he goes down the Dave scale, doing some sort of those pattern. Something like that. Just figure something out. It's pretty loose with how you do it. Something stupid like that. Something that goes back and forth and back and forth. It really isn't ever like exactly consistent. It's just the Dave way of going through that scale. If you put a guitar in Dave's hand and said, hey, play through some pentatonic stuff, he'd do shit just like that. So try to just feel it out where you should go. There's no real way to give you exactly what he does. You just have to do it. You just have to know the scale like I taught in the other videos about his style, and then try to utilize it and mess around in it. So he does that. And then this lick here, where he's just doing pull-offs on 2 to open on the low A and the A and the E. And that's what it sounds like to me, at least. And then you slide way back up. And then you go up like... And you're doing tremolo picking. You're going up. It doesn't really matter where you do it. And there's multiple different ways that he does it. On the record, I think he does like... where he does this. And he's doing this just pull off. But I think sometimes at the beginning he does this thing. Where he does this pattern here. And really fast. You can decide for yourself. Or maybe he's doing that. Something sporadic on the higher registry of the Dave Mustaine pentatonic scale. So just do what you will. And then he does. Pretty easy pattern to figure out. 2 open 3 5. You want to give them increasingly more attitude with your bends, and even start throwing in some pinch harmonics, how they do it live. Now the main riff. There it goes. It's a finger twister and a little bit of a bastard, so I'm going to do it slow. That's how you start it. You're keeping your finger here on 2. Kind of like Take No Prisoners or whatever, where you keep it here. So, chug-o-chug. Pull-offs, either down there or open, doesn't matter. No, not all the way down, sorry. It's, that's it. That's the first little bit. And then you go. And then you do one of those. On that note there. Pretty... It's not too bad so far. You just gotta get up to speed is all. That. And then you do the same. But then this. That. I'm gonna do it just ultra slow. See if you can follow along or figure it out or rewind or whatever. Okay. And then it goes to here. And you're just doing that pattern, but now you're doing it a half step up. Same thing as you did down here. Just doing it here. Twice, and then... you're doing open 2 2 4. So like a and in between those, just doing muted strums. And then right back to this part. And then going across the set of strings to these power chords, and then back. And then back to the main riff. Right? So kind of from the top, I'll do it a full way through at a decent speed. And just see if you can get the flow of how it all goes together if you don't already know the song by heart in your brain like I do. So they do this, and then they finish off with this idea, the pull-offy thing, but you start here. I'm pretty sure. Oh, sorry, they start low and then go up. Like that. I think that's roughly what I hear. Like that. Then you go up to that note there, the same note, octave, play the power chord. So that's the first little bit. And now we're into this riff. So this one's weird. Your only notes you're working with are fret 2 of the low E, and then 2 and 3 of the A. And then the open of the A. So when he's starting it, he's just doing 3, and then. And he's doing like these weird little trills, throwing them in there sporadically. It's very difficult. And you're doing a pause. And you slowly speed it up. I'll give you a good look at my pick in hand so you can take a look. So after this, you can just only pick this note and just do the rest with hammers. So you can save yourself some energy. Right? So figure that out. And it changes from when he's just doing it to when he starts to going into like his actual like verse riff. I forget what the hell he's saying. Oh, he's gonna like the body's convulsing, agony and pain. I'm in the face till the features remain. You know that thing. And also singing while playing that is a bastard. Don't try to do that, please, for the love of God. You will drive yourself insane. So yeah, you play that. So triplet. I think it's a triplet, and then when he does it with the band, it's a 16th. So he goes da 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 da, right? 1 2 3 da da da. But when he's live with the band, he does 4. Then you do this, and I think it's a. I think it's that for these chords he does next in between those. So after doing enough of this, he chills out here. And he goes... Oh, no, sorry. It's open 2. Right, okay. So open 2, open A, and then 2 with the low E. And then 3-2 open on the A. And I think it's either 3 or 2 to repeat and go back into it. So it's like... Yeah, it's 3. So that's how he does it. And then for the I'm out to destroy and I will cut you down right before that. And then for the riff behind Chris Poland's solo, which I'm going to try to explain. So this is leading up into it. And this kind of reminds me of the Metal Militia part. Do you remember in Metal Militia where he's like, what is it? Where they redo that. Dave is using that idea he came up with again in this song. With that. And then they chromatically bring it up, and Dave is doing this like some sort of lick similar to how he does at the beginning of Skull Beneath the Skin or whatever, something like that. And then the riff behind the solo is right, so it's A, E, 2nd fret. And with that open, right? And then that. And then we have Chris Poland solo, and he's doing it in this pentatonic here for the first bit. So he goes... Some people misconstrue it. I think it's where you hit this note a second time, you don't. So you start it like that. And then this kind of mechanic Dave Mustaine. And you're doing pinch harmonics. And then you're going skipping these notes here, playing those like really quick. And then these 2 and 4 bends that are weird. So that's that first little bit. Sorry. Something weird like that. I never do it the same way twice. And then you go up here. Some people, I saw another guy, I should get his channel at the end of the video if I remember, because he does a really good job with this one. I saw somebody do it like this little lick, but I think somebody else did it like up here, something like that, but I think it's funny, like more fun here. So you're doing this, right? And you're doing the Chris Poland signature. He always does this. That, whenever he's starting one of these cool, like, any of those licks, like in, listen to Peace Sells or whatever, before he goes into, like, that type of lick, you're gonna hear that. He does this. Every time before he starts it, he does the pedally thing where he goes high E, B string. So then he's doing this kind of like Alex Skolnick type idea, like I talked about in that one video, the licks package. Not really, though. He's actually doing like that pull-offy thing. Never mind. He does that kind of later. So he's doing like a... And then to finish it off like that. And then you're going to have to do a lot of hopping with this pointer finger note, where you're doing this, going from these notes every single time. And then on, I think, the third time he does it, he goes down and he goes chromatic, like Dave Mustaine style, with these 3-note chromatic things. And then I do this type of pattern where I go down. Chris loves to use those same type of notes when he's in like a regular pentatonic setting, but he's doing it here. And I think he does something like this, where he does a half bend, hammer, and some sort of like, I think a minor 7 sounding. Like you're thinking this root, like a minor 7 arpeggio, like something like that, or something else. And you end it with this bend here. And I think that either one of these or maybe one of those. I can't really tell. I'll wrap it up from like earlier in the tune. So he goes. You got to find out some weird way to get up to this note to bend it, which is why I think this other video, this other guy doing it down here, might hold more merit, because all Chris has to do is like chill out down here or something. Maybe he is. Maybe this whole time he's actually been doing like his I'll talk about Chris Pullen's habits in another video, whatever. But you have this idea where he goes maybe it's like this. That might be it. Where he goes across. Something like that. Because he's in this pentatonic, the proper one, a whole thing up. Right? Something like that, I don't know. And he does another one of these, I think. And then he's going down, I think, a Dorian idea. Right, one of those. But then he's going with these in-between notes before bending this note up. And then coming back down and bending this note in a weird way on the A string here. So, like a... No, hold on. Something sort of like that is how I would do it. Again, I have absolutely no clue if this is exactly how Chris Pullen does it, but I can improvise sort of like him, so this is the kind of way that I improvise. That's sort of like Chris Pullen-esque. Chris Pullen light. Chris Pullen from the Dollar Tree. I don't know. Call it whatever you want. This video is long as shit. Goddamn. 49 minutes. I'm sorry for taking up all this time on this solo. But that's roughly how it goes. We're almost at the end of the song. Hooray, yippee. So after doing that, they go into the, it's Black Friday, put the devil on the wall, where it's that simple... It's that riff that was going on behind the solo, but it just happens a lot. And then at the end, just does that, I think. It's pretty simple. And it's a really fun song. I encourage you to learn any of these stupid little... that sort of idea. That one's really fun. You can do it. You can take any of these licks and sort of use them in your own... Like I would use that one to lead into a Chris Poland thing, maybe. Some stupid... I don't know. I'm just taking up your time. I'm just having fun. We like to have fun here. Oh, if anyone ever catches me in public saying that, unironically, please shoot me. That's such... I hate that. Anyways, yeah, I don't have much else to do or say. I don't want to bore you with any more Chris Poland improvising nonsense. So, listen to metal, play metal, be metal, stay thrashing, stay cool, do whatever. Drink your orange juice. I don't know. This isn't a life advice channel. This is just showing you how to be a metal idiot. So, yeah, good luck. Have fun practicing, and look forward to the next video. Probably going to be some more early Megadeth stuff. And when I get those guitars back, probably in like 2 days, I'll call up and see if they got them ready. And I'll be doing a revamp of Toxic Waltz and Verbal Razors, doing the solos in that. Maybe Metal Idiot those solos as well. And then I'll probably do like Persona Non Grata and figure that bastard of a song out. So stay tuned. See you guys later.